case anybody.
I'm turning off the fan.
Yeah, I'm going to minimize my face too. All right. So I'll just say, are you good? Or you tell me when you're done typing. Okay.
Okay.
So bone osseous tissue has 5 functions. 1, or I, to protect vital organs and store minerals.
Okay.
2, it is the site of blood cell production.
All right.
3, to allow for movement.
Okay.
4, to provide frame.
Okay.
And I think I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Store minerals is the 5th one. I combined it into that I. 5 is store minerals.
All right.
All right, number 1. Bone marrow is the site of blood production.
All right.
All right. So ossification is a gradual process beginning before birth that forms bone. The fetal skeleton is formed from cartilage.
All right.
A flexible tissue. This is gradually replaced by osteoblasts, immature bone cells.
Okay.
That's what blast means immature, osteo means bone. In adult bone, osteoblasts have matured into osteocytes, and site means cell.
All right.
The formation of bones is greatly dependent on adequate supply of minerals such as calcium and phosphorus. Bone structure. Name and describe, the 4 types of bones. Long bones are longer than they are wide.
What was it? Long?
Longer than they are wide. But think of the humerus and the femur. They're long, but they're not wide.
All right.
Short bones are as long as they are wide. So their length is almost equivalent to their width. Think of the bones in your hand and your foot.
Okay.
Flat bones are plate-shaped bones. Plate-shaped. Think of your sternum, your scapula, and your pelvis. They're smooth and flat.
All right.
Irregular bones, have different shapes. Think of your vertebrae.
All right.
All right. So the majority of the bones are long bones. These terms describe the anatomy of a long bone. Your diaphysis is your central shaft.
Okay.
Your epiphysis is the wide ends.
Okay.
Articular cartilage, it covers the end of the epiphysis. Articular cartilage covers the end of the epiphysis.
All right.
And acts as a cushion.
Okay.
Okay. The periosteum is a thin connective tissue membrane. It is a thin connective tissue membrane that covers the surface of a bone. It contains numerous blood vessels. So the periosteum is a thin connective tissue membrane that covers the surface of each bone. It contains numerous blood vessels, nerves, and lymphatic vessels. So that was a big one.
How do you spell the last word?
Lymphatic is L-Y-M-P-H-A-T-I-C. Vessels, V-E-S-S-E-L-S.
Okay.
All right, we're doing good. I'm glad you're here. It's good to see you. Cortical, or compact bone, is the dense, hard, exterior surface bone. It's the dense and hard exterior surface bone.
Okay.
The calcaneus, or spongy bone, is found inside the bone.
All right.
And that's usually at the ends.
All right.
Okay. I'm trying to think if it's anywhere else. I don't see it much. Okay. The red bone marrow manufactures most of the blood cells and is found in some parts of all bones.
And it's found where?
In most parts. It's found in some parts of all bones. It's found in some parts of all bones.
All right.
Any questions on number 2?
No.
Good for, all right, so number 3. The center of the diaphysis contains an open canal, okay, called the medullary cavity. Medullary cavity. Medullary is M-E-D-U-L-L-A-R-Y, cavity. Medullary cavity.
I'm sorry. What was that?
M-E-D.
Could you repeat the sentence again? It is called the
Medullary cavity.
M-E-D
U-L-L-A-R-Y.
And then medullary cavity.
Yeah, that's 3A.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Early in life, this cavity contains red bone marrow, but as a person ages, the red bone marrow of the medullary cavity converts to yellow bone marrow.
Okay.
Which consists primarily of fat cells.
All right.
All right. So on to bone projections and depressions on page 94. The general terms for any bone projection is a process. Process is P-R-O-C-E-S-S.
All right.
The head is a large, smooth, ball-shaped end.
Okay.
The neck is the narrow area that separates the head from the body or shaft of the bone. The neck is the thin or narrow area that separates the head from the body or shaft of the bone.
All right.
The condyle is the smooth, rounded portion at the end of the bone.
Okay.
The epicondyle is the projection located above or on a condyle.
Above or
upon the condyle.
All right.
All right, trochanter is a large, rough process for attachment of muscle. Is a large, rough process for the attachment of muscle.
Okay.
A tubercle is a small, rough process that provides for the attachment of tendons or muscles. It's a small, rough process that provides for the attachment of tendons and muscles. So the trochanter is large, tubercle small, and they're rough.
And it provides for the attachment of what again?
Muscle, tendons or muscle.
Okay.
Tendons or muscle.
All right.
A tuberosity is also, it's a synonym for trochanter. It's a large, rough process that provides for the attachment of tendons and muscles.
Okay.
All right. So the sinus is a hollow cavity within a bone.
Okay.
Foramen is a smooth, round opening for nerves and blood vessels.
Okay.
Fossa is a shallow cavity or depression on the surface of a bone.
Okay.
A fissure is a slit type opening.
A slit?
A slit, yep, type opening.
All right.
All right, so don't turn that in yet. Leave that window open. Go back to your week at a glance, and now let's open practice as you go. And you can try that again. I'm going to open it up too, and this will be easier now that we did that. So, what is bone also called?
Wait. I have to find, okay. Bone is also called osseous tissue.
Osseous tissue, right.
Two bones meet at the joints.
Very good.
The shaft of the bone is called the diaphysis.
The diaphysis, right? Or diaphysis.
And
the
then
wide ends
I called that epiphysis.
Very good. You can turn that in.
I turned it in.
All right, so there's a Quizlet that you could play with on your own time. That goes through all these terms. And then there's an exit ticket for Monday, 12/7. And you can do the exit ticket for 12/7. Joints are held together by
it's tendons, isn't it?
Ligaments. Joints are held by ligaments.
Okay.
All right. So we want to go back to the week at a glance. The head puzzle is something you can do on your own time. That's a grade. You know, it doesn't make sense doing that with me.
Yeah.
All right. So if we look at lesson 2A, do you have your book with you?
Not right now.
Okay. Well, I have mine. And that's what these things say. They say study, so you have your book with you, you read over it. And what we need to understand from the axial skeleton is the axial skeleton is your cranium, and your skull, your sternum and ribs, and your spine. So it's the core of your body. All right, but it does not involve your scapula and shoulder blade. It does not involve your pelvis. Okay? So
All right.
you want to open up, label the axial skeleton. And I think you probably won't have that tough a time with it. It's 5 terms.
All right.
And I'm going to stop recording now.